This is Zichru Simanim Dav Kuf Chav Gimel, and Kuf Chav Gimel is a kaching, that sound of the cash register as someone makes a purchase. So when we think of Kuf Chav Gimel, we go kaching, and we think of this cash register. Now, point number one is this crying lady that she jumped ahead in order to kaching Dav Kuf Chav Gimel to pay. Now, how was she able to cut the line? Because she received the simanim, the password. Point number two. And point number three, what is she purchasing? How to destroy the bestseller Yosef's descendants with Yosef's descendants. So point number one is Leah, who's jumping ahead of Rachel, who's giving her the simanim. And the point number three is how Esau's descendants are destroyed by Yosef's descendants. So we go a little bit deeper. That Leah jumps ahead, kaching to pay. Why? The Gemara discusses that the Bechira went to Yosef. Why? Because Ruvain didn't have Avera, he switched the bets. Are you going to tell me if Ruvain didn't do the Avera, then he would not have, Yosef would have gotten nothing? Says Rav Yehuda's son, really, you should have went from Rachel. Yosef should have been born first. But rather, Leah was Kadma Barachamim. As you saw in the picture, she was crying. Why? Her eyes were rakos. Either rakos means she had incredible gifts, that she had Kanim Levim and Malachim, or says Rav rakos, that she would cry a lot because she heard that Lavan was going to give the older brother to the older sister, that she, Leah, was going to have to marry Esav, who was the wicked Rasha. So she davened until her eyelashes fell out. Hashem heard her that Leah was sinua. She was hated not by Yaakov, but rather Kadosh Baruch Hu Ra Shasana Maisav Esav Bifanea. And Hashem opened up her womb, and she gave birth to Ruvain first. Point number one: the crying lady, kaching, waiting to pay. Her eyes falling out, her eyes rakos, davening not to have to marry Esav, and thereby Zeicha to have the Bachar Ruvain. Point number two, that Lamaisa Rachel Imenu gives over the Simanim, and it was her tznius that she got back to Bachira, that she, Yosef HaTzadik, ended up with the Bachira. Really, Leah proceeded as we just explained, but Rachel's tznius was that which allowed her, Hachzir HaKadosh Baruch Hu La, the Bachira. What exactly happened? Everyone knows the story. The Yaakov tells Rachel that he's her father's brother. No, he's not. It's his nephew. But rather, he says, Achav ani b'ramayis, I'm your father's brother in deceit. Rachel says, how are you, a tzaddik Yaakov, allowed to be deceitful? And he explains, that with a crooked person, he's supposed to act crookedly. Yaakov gives Rachel simanim to make sure he ends up marrying Rachel. But Rachel feels bad, gives those simanim to Leah, and of course, that's what eventually is Zeicha, that she gets the Bechira back to Yosef. And number three in this story, the Kuf Chav Gimel, kaching. What is being purchased? The bestseller that the descendants of Esav will destroy. Yosef will destroy the descendants of Esav, which of course is easy to remember as we're discussing this whole daf. How Yosef HaTzadik got back the Bechira, but Rav Chelba asked Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani. It says that when he saw that Rachel gave birth to Yosef, that's when Yaakov asks Lavan to give back the land. Why at that juncture? It says Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, because Yaakov Avinu saw that the Zarish Shal Yosef was going to be given over to the Zarish Shal Yosef, Beis Yaakov Eish, Beis Yosef Lahava, Beis Yosef Lakash. And that's why it was at that critical moment. David killed Amalek. David came from Yehuda. Explains Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani that you must have not have learned Ksuvim, because the pasuk in Ksuvim that says David came with other troops from Menashe, which of course is a descendant of Yosef HaTzadik. So we have Dav Kuf Chav Gimel, kaching. It's the incredible purchase being done by Leah as she jumps ahead of Rachel. How does she jump ahead? Because she receives the simanim, the password to pay, because she doesn't want to be bothered by the evil Esav, and she purchases how to destroy his descendants with Yosef's descendants. Kuf Chav Gimel, kaching, this incredible cash register reminding us of the daf.